Tatlong reasons kung bakit hindi ka muna dapat magbayad ng tax sa Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. Para maiwasan natin yung samot-saring penalties na kinakatakutan ng mga taxpayers, kasama na kayo at kami. Okay? So pag-aralan po natin siya. Number one reason natin dyan, income tax regime. So ang income tax regime po natin, yan po ay ginagamit natin sa computation ng ating taxable income. So pag nakuha po natin yung taxable income natin, multiply po natin sa ating tax rate, makukuha natin yung ating income tax due. Okay? So, for the individual taxpayers na nakaregister sa DTI or practicing professionals na may PRC license, meron po tayong tatlong pagpipilian na income tax regime. Number one is the 8% income tax rate option na nagsimula noong 2018 because of our trade law. Under po ng 8% income tax rate option, wala po tayong percentage tax na babayaran. Quarterly, using the BIR form number 2551Q. So, hindi tayo required mag-file ng BIR form number 2551Q at hindi tayo required magbayad ng quarterly percentage tax na yon. So, using the 8% income tax rate option as income tax regime, ang computation pa natin ay gross sales or gross receipts, annual gross sales or gross receipts, or quarterly, kung quarterly babayaran nyo, minus the fixed 250,000 pesos na deduction, equals taxable income. Okay? So, yung taxable income natin, imumultiply lang natin na sa 8%. Kaya nga tinawag na 8% income tax rate option. Okay? Kasi imumultiply natin siya sa tax rate na 8%. Tapos, makukuha po natin yung ating income tax due. Okay? Ngayon, kung hindi naman kayo lalagpas yung sales nyo, annual sales nyo, na hindi po lalagpas ng 250,000 pesos, ibig sabihin, wala po tayong income tax due na babayaran. Tama? Wala ka nang babayarang income tax due, wala ka nang babayarang percentage tax. So, legally speaking. Tama? Kung hindi kayo lalagpas ng 250,000 pesos annually, gross sales or gross receipts. Okay? So, wala po tayong babayarang income tax. However, required pa rin po tayo mag-file ng ating quarterly and annual income tax return using the BIR form number 17018 para po sa mga individual taxpayers natin. Okay? Pangalawa po nating income tax regime para sa mga individual taxpayers ay yung tinatawag na 40% optional standard deduction or OSD. Para po ito sa mga individual taxpayers na kulang yung kanilang expenses, mas malaki yung sales nila kumpara sa expenses nila, o yung mga expenses nila, wala namang mga valid na resibo, bili-bili lang dyan sa tabi-tabi. Katulad ko, yung aking practice of accountancy profession, meron tayong gross sales from the practice of our accountancy profession pag may consultation. Tapos yung ating mga expenses lang ay ballpen, papel, coupon ban, shipping, yun lang. So mas malaki yung ang laki ng difference ng ating sales kumpara sa ating expenses. Okay? So mas ibig sabihin, mas lalaki yung ating taxable income. The higher the taxable income, the higher the income tax due. Okay, yun ang rule natin diyan. Ang objective natin, mapababa yung ating taxable income legally speaking. So, ang gagawin po natin diyan, instead na magresibo tayo, kasi mababa lang naman yung ating mga resibo, pwede tayo gumamit ng 40% optional standard deduction. Ibig sabihin, yung 40% ng ating sales, yun na yung ating deduction. Kaya nga, 40% optional standard deduction. 40% ng ating sales, yun yung ating deduction, hindi kailangan ng mga supporting document, hindi kailangan ng mga resibo. Yung ating 40% na deduction, yun na yun. So, mathematically speaking, the 60% remaining is yung tinatawag na taxable income natin. Okay? Or sales or receipts minus the 40% based on gross sales receipts, makakuha natin taxable income, or taxable income equals to 60% of your gross sales or gross receipts. Okay? So, tapos, after po natin makuha yung taxable income, imumultiply po natin yan sa graduated tax rate. Under po ng 8%, kanina na-mention natin, 8% fixed na yon. 8% income tax rate, fixed na yon. Pero kapag 40% optional standard deduction, meron tayong tinatawag na GTR. GTR means graduated tax rate kasi meron tayong tax table na tinatawag. As our taxable income increases, our income tax due also increases. Okay? However, starting January 2018, again, because of our train law, yung first bracket natin ng tax table for individual taxpayer amounting to 250,000 pesos ay exempted na sa income tax. So, zero yung babayaran nyo doon. Zero. In excess of 250,000 pesos taxable income, ha? Hindi gross sales, hindi gross receipts, kundi taxable income, ibig sabihin, minus muna natin yung deduction natin na 40%. Yung excess ng 250,000 pesos annual taxable income, yun lang subject sa ating income tax rate. Yun lang yung may income tax due. Ngayon, starting 2023, if I'm not mistaken, in excess ng 250,000 pesos, yung first bracket natin nasa 15% lang, 15%. Tapos palaki na ng palaki yun, depende sa ating taxable income. Taxable income after deductions. In case of the 40%, 40% of your sales or gross receipts, yun yung ating deduction. Hindi kailangan ng resibo, hindi kailangan ng supporting documents. Fixed na yun. Okay? And take note, kung 8% na pinili nyo kanina, na-mention natin earlier, 8% income tax rate option, or this one, the 40% optional standard deduction, exempted tayo sa filing ng financial statement na required attachment sa annual ITR. So, hindi tayo required magpasa ng financial statement kung 8% or 40% yung pinili natin na income tax regime. Okay? Pangatlong income tax regime na ginagamit ng karamihan na taxpayer. Kasi ito yung alam nila na kadalasan na ginagamit sa business income tax natin. Yung tinatawag na allowable itemized deduction, or in short, AID. Hindi aid sa aid. Aid. Allowable itemized deduction. So sa allowable itemized deduction, bawat sentavo or sentimo na kiniklaim mong deductions sa inyong sales or receipts, gross sales, gross receipts, ay kailangan may kaukulang supporting document or valid na resibo. Okay? So bumili ka, may purchases ka, nagtitinda ka, buy and selling ka, so dapat yung mga merchandise na binibili mo at binebenta mo online or offline, dapat may supporting documents yon sa inyong suppliers. At ang supporting document nung kapag purchases sa suppliers ay wala nang iba kundi resibo, valid na resibo. Ngayon, sales invoice na or invoice na nakaregister sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. Hindi pwede yung nabibili lang sa tabi-tabi or online na walang authority to print. Kasi madidisallow yon kapag in-audit ka ng Bureau of Internal Revenue at malaki yung assessment na babayaran mo. Okay? So, valid na supporting document. Medyo delikado sa allowable itemized deduction kasi may risk na yung inyong resibo or deductions nyo sa gross sales or receipts nyo under allowable itemized deduction ay ma-disallow kapag na-audit kayo ng BIR. At marami ng taxpayers na ganyan ang case na disallow yung kanilang expenses or purchases kasi wala silang valid na supporting documents or resibo dun sa kanilang kiniklaim na deductions. Okay? So, ang advantage naman ng allowable itemized deduction is pwede mo mapababa ng mapababa, legally speaking, yung inyong mga sales natin legally basta meron tayong supporting document. Okay? Ang risk nga lang, kapag na-audit kayo, yung inaakala nyong supporting document na valid ay hindi pala valid. Okay? Kasi yung mga resibo ay hindi registered sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. O kaya naman, yung nababalitaan nyo, ghost receipts, peke yung resibo natin. Okay? Paliwanag po ba? So, under po ng allowable itemized deduction, ang computation ng ating taxable income ay sales, receipts, minus yung ating allowable itemized deduction or AID, makakuha po natin yung taxable income. Again, kung hindi naman lalagpas ng 250,000 pesos, yung annual taxable income nyo under po ng 8 option natin na income tax regime, wala pa rin tayong babayaran na income tax. So, mamili po kayo kung anong gusto nyo na income tax regime. 8% ba, 40% ba, or allowable itemized deduction. Hindi po tayo pwedeng pumili ng 8% sa first quarter, 40% sa second quarter, or allowable itemized deduction or 8 options sa third quarter. Mali po yun. Pipili po kayo ng isa lang dito sa tatlo. 8%, 40%, or 8. Tapos, puwera bawi na siya ng isang taon. pwede bawi na po siya ng 1 taon or irrevocable siya ng 1 taon. So, hindi po pwedeng papalit-palit. Pwede lang kayo magpalit next year na. Again, sa first quarter, kung existing yung business nyo, or initial quarter, second, third, or fourth quarter, kung kayo ay kakasimula pa lang ng business. Okay? Pero kung existing na yung business nyo ng first quarter po ang pagpili ng ating income tax regime. Pipiliin nyo siya sa 1701Q, BIR form number 1701Q. Makikita nyo po dun sa BIR form number 1701Q, merong pagpipilian, di ba? May 8%, tapos may graduated tax rate, under po ng graduated tax rate or GTR, dalawa yung pagpipilian mo, the 40% or the itemized. Once you selected the 8%, the 40%, or the 8%, pwera bawi na siya ng 1 taon. Hindi na po pwedeng magpapalit-palit, disallowed po yun. Pape-penalty po tayo kapag ganun, kasi meron tayong violation, papalit-palit ka. So, stick to 1 lang, pero 1 year. Stick to 1 pero 1 year kasi pwede ka magpalit next year. Again, for the first quarter. Okay? Yun yung ating number 1 reason bakit hindi ka muna dapat magbayad ng tax sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. Alamin mo yung inyong income tax regime at pagpilian para makapagpili kayo ng mabuti at magkaroon kayo ng tax savings. So, if you want to learn more how to effectively conduct the tax planning strategies sa inyong business para mapababa nyo yung tax nyo, legally speaking, meron po tayo upcoming seminar para sa effective tax planning and reduction tax strategies. Makikita nyo po ito sa ating website, atcbebe.com, o kaya sa ating Facebook page, Accounting Tutorial Center. Nandun po yung schedule ng ating seminar online, kung malayo kayo, or face-to-face, kung malapit kayo doon sa lugar ng ating face-to-face na seminar. So, you may visit us on our website, atcbebe.com. Nandun po yung mga upcoming nating seminar. Kagaya ng ating tax planning. O kaya naman ay face-to-face kung gusto nyo kung malapit na kayo sa lugar ng ating venue. Okay? Kaya message nyo po kami sa Facebook page natin, Accounting Tutorial Center, para masend namin yung details sa inyo ng ating tax planning and other topics ng ating seminar. Okay? Pangalawang reason kung bakit hindi ka muna dapat magbayad ng tax sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. File and pay anywhere. So, pwede na tayo mag-file and pay anywhere kahit saan ng ating mga tax returns sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. Starting 2024 because of our Ease of Paying Taxes Act or under po ng Republic Act number 11976. However, yung tinatawag na file anywhere ay hindi po talaga anywhere literally. So, nagbaba po ang Bureau of Internal Revenue ng Revenue Regulations number 4, Series of 2024. At ang sinasabi sa RR4 or Revenue Regulation number 4, Series of 2024, ang filing ng tax returns sa Bureau of Internal Revenue ay electronically na. So, hindi na po pwede mag-file ng tax return manually. Lahat ng tax returns, ang filing, electronically na. Using the EFPS or EBIR forms online filing. Dati kasi before the Ease of Paying Taxes Act until 2023, last year, pwede pa tayo mag-manual filing para sa mga newly registered na taxpayers. However, because of the Ease of Paying Taxes Act nga, ngayong 2024, whether newly registered taxpayers ka or existing taxpayers na nakaregistered sa BIR, hindi na po tayo pwede mag-manual filing ng ating tax return. Ang manual filing, yun yung hindi ginagamitan ng internet para sa filing ng ating tax return. Kagaya ng piprint mo lang yung tax return, pipilapan mo siya manually using your handwritten, tapos 3 kopya, tapos babayaran mo sa bangko. Manual filing ang tawag doon. Okay? O kaya naman, pipilapan mo yung tax return sa Excel or PDF copy, tapos ipiprint mo, pag napilapan mo na siya, pipirmahan mo na lang. So, hindi ginagamitan ng internet connection para may file sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. Manual filing ang tawag doon. At hindi na tayo pwede mag-manual filing starting 2024, bawal na siya. Unless merong BIR tax advisory allowing the taxpayers to use manual filing of the tax returns. Okay? Although tinanggal na ng Ease of Paying Tax Act natin yung wrong venue violation. Dati kasi may wrong venue violation eh. Ngayon tinanggal na yung wrong venue violation. Although wala ng wrong venue violation na ngayon 2024 under po ng Ease of Paying Taxes Act, maaari pa rin tayo magkaroon ng violation and penalty kapag nag-manual filing ka ng tax return pero hindi na nga allowed. Okay? So, electronic filing na tayo using the EFPS or EBIR forms only. Mamili ka. Any of the electronic platforms. Kung hindi available yung EFPS mo, mag-EBIR forms ka. Even without the tax advisory of the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Under po ng Revenue Regulation Number 4, Series of 2024. Okay? Wala nang manual filing except kung mayroong tax advisory. Okay? Next, the payment. Payment anywhere. Ang payment anywhere, pwede. Good. Kasi yung ating tax returns na na-file online using EFPS or EBIR forms, pwede mo siyang bayaran over the counter sa bangko, kahit saang bangko. Even beyond your RDO jurisdiction or even if not under your RDO jurisdiction. Dati kasi pwede ka na magbayad sa bangko or revenue collection officer over the counter payment within your RDO jurisdiction. Ibig sabihin sa amin, RDO 18 Olongapo City. Doon lang sa RDO 18 Olongapo City na jurisdiction ng mga bangko tsaka revenue collection officer o RCO, doon lang tayo pwede magbayad. Okay? Doon lang sa RDO jurisdiction na yon. Hindi ka pwede magbayad doon sa RDO 19 SBMA na katabi lang ng 18. Kasi mape-penalty ka. Okay? Dati yon. Dati. Ngayon, under po ng Ease of Paying Taxes Act starting 2024, pwede na po tayo magbayad kahit saang bangko, kahit saang revenue collection officer. Basta yung bangko na pagbabayaran yung over the counter ay accredited ng BIR. BDO, hindi po siya accredited ng BIR. So, huwag kayong magbabayad ng tax sa BDO. Hindi po siya accredited ng BIR. Usually, makikita mo naman kung accredited ba ng BIR tumanggap ng tax payment yung bangko over the counter payment. Meron silang tarpaulin or announcement doon sa kanilang window na they are accepting BIR tax payment. Okay? Example, the BPI, the Security Bank, yung bangko na yan, nakapagbayad na kami dyan dati para ma-experience namin. Kung ayaw nyo naman maabala, kasi ang over-the-counter payment, maabala kayo, lalabas kayo para magbayad, pipila kayo, at maghihintay na matagal, minsan, lalo na kung maraming nagbabayad ng ibang tax. Kung ayaw nyo naman maabala, pwede kayo magbayad online. Okay? Sa EFPS, ang EFPS may bank-to-bank na silang payment, online payment option. Ang EBIR forms, pwede magbayad na sa online using the Union Bank, Mayeg. Kami, Mayeg nang ginagamit namin for the payment eh. Kaya lang may convenience fee. Mas maganda na yun kasi mas mababa yung kasi sa pamasahe mo kung mamamasahe ka. Diba? Kung wala ka pang sasakyan. Ano pa? Land Bank, tsaka Development Bank of the Philippines. Yan, makikita mo naman sa BIR website na they are allowed to accept the online payment. Paymaya, kung daw nagkakamali. Allowed din mag-accept ng electronic payment ng tax sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. Okay? So, yung mga EFPS natin na wala pa sa system nila yung bank-to-bank or insufficient yung balance mo dun sa bangko mo, sa bank account mo na nakalink dun sa EFPS mo, ang EFPS ngayon, pwede na sila magbayad online using the ePay, electronic payment sa Union Bank, yung sinasabi ko kanina. Pwede na. At wala na po tayong GCash. Wala na pong GCash tax payment. Dati yan meron, ngayon wala na. Dati nagbabayad kami ng tax namin through GCash, pero ngayon wala ng tax payment, BIR tax payment sa GCash. Hanggang ngayon hindi pa siya binabalik. Okay? So yun ang file and pay anywhere natin. Be careful sa file anywhere kasi hindi siya totally anywhere. So ang filing niya, electronically using EBIR or EFPS only. Manual filing is not allowed unless may BIR tax advisory. If you do manual filing, maaari kayo magkaroon ng violation and the corresponding penalty even if wala na tayong wrong venue violation because you are violating the law. Yung binabang Revenue Regulation Number 4, 2024 ng Bureau of Internal Revenue. Payment is anywhere na, kahit saan, kahit sa RDO jurisdiction, over-the-counter payment, tsaka yung sa bangko, tsaka sa Revenue Collection Officer, kahit sa RDO jurisdiction, pwede na po tayo magbayad without penalties. But we strongly suggest na magbayad na lang tayo online para hindi tayo maabala, para nakasave tayo ng time. Okay? Pangatlong reason kung bakit hindi muna tayo dapat magbayad ng tax sa Bureau of Internal Revenue is yung tinatawag na new invoicing requirements. Starting 2024, because of our Ease of Paying Taxes Act, wala na po tayong official receipt or OR. Lahat po ng ating sale of goods and services, invoice na ang gagamitin or sales invoice. Dati, until 2023, ang official receipt ay ginagamit para sa sale of service or lease of properties. Ang sales invoice ay ginagamit dati until 2023 para sa sale of goods or properties. So, dalawang resibo yung ginagamit dati until 2023 para sa ating sale of goods and sale of service. Goods, sales invoice, service, official receipt. Pero ngayon 2024 na bago na, under po ng Ease of Paying Tax Act natin. Wala na tayong official receipt as evidence of sale of service. Lahat gagamitin natin ay invoice na for the sale of goods and services. So, yung sale of service natin, invoice na rin ang gagamitin or sales invoice. Okay? However, yung mga old nating na resibo, official receipt unused, na hindi pa nagagamit, pwede pa raw yan i-convert into invoice para magamit natin siya as written document evidencing our sale of goods or services. Yung ating unused na official receipt. So, meron ng conversion requirements. Guguhitan nyo lang, i-strike out nyo lang yung word na official receipt, yung original and duplicate. Tapos, mag-i-stamp kayo ng invoice or sales invoice doon sa unused natin na official receipt. Tapos, magkapasa kayo ng inventory report sa Revenue District Office having jurisdiction over your place of business, head office, or branch on or before July 31, 2024. Okay? Hindi natin alam kung ma-extend siya, pero kung ma-extend yung ating deadline ng submission ng inventory report to convert your unused official receipt into valid sales invoice or invoice, we will announce na lang or update you on our Facebook page and other social media account natin. Kaya i-follow nyo po kami kung hindi pa nyo pa po kami napapollow sa YouTube, sa Facebook, and other social media account natin. Nag-update po tayo doon. Okay? So, wala na po tayong official receipt as evidence of the sale of goods and or services ngayong 2024. Lahat invoice na. Pangalawa, yung mga unused natin na old na official receipt, pwede pa natin siya gamitin as invoice. Basta i-convert lang natin siya. I-strike out natin yung word na official receipt dun sa duplicate and original copies. Stamp natin ang invoice or sales invoice. Tapos magkapasa tayo ng inventory report sa RDO natin having jurisdiction over our place of business, main office, or branch. Ngayon, yung unused natin official receipt, pwede naman daw natin siya gamitin as supporting document. Pag sinabing supporting document, proof lang siya ng collection but not sales. So, for collection purposes lang siya ng money but not sales. If you want to use your unused OR as supporting document. Kung gusto nyo gamitin as supporting document, hindi natin kailangan pasa ng inventory report sa BIR. So, ang gagawin nyo, tatatakan nyo lang siya ng this document is not valid for claim of input tax. Under po yan ng Revenue Regulation Number 7, 2024, as amended by the Revenue Regulation Number 11, Series of 2024. Kung nag-issue kayo ng official receipt as evidence of your sale of service ngayong 2024, maaaring magkaroon kayo ng violation sa Bureau of Internal Revenue at magkaroon ng samot-saring penalties na minimum 1,000 pesos. Minimum 1,000 pesos. Bawat failure to issue a valid invoice. Kasi lahat invoice na. Okay? Lahat invoice na tayo. Okay? So, however, pwede nyo i-convert yung mga luma nyong resibo basta guhitan nyo lang. Tapos, stamp. Tapos, pasa ng inventory report. On or before July 31, 2024. If merong extension, we will announce on our social media. Please follow us para ma-update din po kayo namin. Okay? So, those are the 3 reasons kung bakit hindi mo na kayo dapat magbayad ng tax sa Bureau of Internal Revenue. Number 1, the income tax regime. 8%, 40% or itemized deduction. Number 2 is the file and pay anywhere. Wala tayong file anywhere kasi file lang tayo electronically, EFPS or EBIR. Wala na tayong manual filing unless merong tax advisory from the BIR allowing us to manual filing our tax return. And number 3, the new invoicing requirement ng Bureau of Internal Revenue under po ng Ease of Paying Taxes Act starting 2024. Wala na po tayong official receipt. Lahat invoice na or sales invoice or service invoice or billing invoice, depende kung anong paano nyo siya gagamitin. Pero we strongly recommend na yung inyong resibo, pangalanan nyo na lang na sales invoice kasi nag-issue kayo ng invoice dahil may sales kayo. Okay? Sales invoice na lang gamitin yung pangalan ng resibo ninyo. Okay? So, until 2023 na lang yung pag-i-issue ng official receipt for the sale of services. Ngayon 2024, lahat invoice na or sales invoice. Yung mga luma nating resibo, unused na official receipt, pwede pa natin siya gamitin as invoice basta i-convert natin siya correctly, strike out, stamp, tapos report, inventory report para sa mga unused na official receipt na gagamitin mo as valid na invoice. Okay? So maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. If you want to learn more how to file and pay your own tax return, bookkeeping, tax compliance, tax audit, tax mapping, VAT or non-VAT, meron po kami niyan. We would like to invite you to our RWB Books hard copy na may exclusive na ATC online tutorial videos. Okay? You may visit us on our website, atcbebe.com, or you may message us on our Facebook page para ma-send po namin sa inyo yung details. Free shipping po tayo nationwide in the Philippines. So yung ating RWB books siya hard copy, di-deliver po namin sa inyo. Tapos meron siyang exclusive ATC online videos na accessible lang on our website, exclusive lang para sa inyo, to explain step by step yung contents ng ating RWB book, kagaya ng how to file and pay ng withholding tax, expanded, compensation, annual ITR, quarterly ITR, and any other tax update na helpful sa inyong business. Tapos bookkeeping para mag-record ng transaction sa inyong books of accounts, VAT or non-VAT. Okay naman, tax audit, meron din tax audit din para ma-handle nyo yung sarili nyong BIR tax audit successfully. Okay? Message nyo lang po kami sa ating Facebook page, Accounting Tutorial Center, if you want to learn more, or you may visit our website, atcbebe.com, to order now your RWB book. Free shipping po tayo nationwide. Maraming salamat po. My name is Mark Lord M. Bumagat, your RWB teacher, na lagi po nagsasabing, be educated po and be empowered. Kita-kits po tayo sa mga next video natin. Okay? Para po ma-update po namin kayo sa tax compliance ng inyong business. Bye-bye! See you!